This show brought to you by Read the Play, Promoted Trophy and Clothing Company, Kempe International, De Grande Cycle and Sport.
Thanks very much, Tim, as we welcome to our Geelong Junior Football and Netball show on this Friday morning a wonderful lady who has a great involvement with the City of Greater Geelong and the youth and development thereof. Councillor Jan Farrell, how are you, Jan?
Very well, thank you.
Nice happy smile for the camera, Jan?
Always.
Always. I must say, viewers, congratulations, Jan, on that lovely photo in the Geelong Advertiser recently. Jan and her 4 boys. And by gee, they're big fellas.
They are. I'm been the smallest person in my family for a very long time now. But I don't think people realise the organisation that goes into getting the 4 Farrell boys in the one place at the one time. I had to promise a football game, alcohol and food all on the same day.
Well, that's all right for the adults, but for the juniors, of course, it's soft drink.
Absolutely. It was a lovely day at the President's Lunch, and watching Geelong win added to the occasion.
Added to the occasion. Jan, the Read the Play program, which has been an initiative that Dave Langley from Kempe International and the steering committee have taken on board throughout the Geelong, Bellarine, Surf Coast regions. Councillor Ron McDonald sits on the steering committee. But as part of your portfolio, that type of program we've seen with the National Drug Action Week recently, and Don't Bottle It Up as the theme, very important to our community.
I think that what's special about that program and about a lot of the programs that are being developed now is that it's about young people looking after young people and talking to young people. When we talk about Read the Play, we talk about skilling up young people within the clubs to assist their colleagues or their team mates. And I think that sometimes it's easier for young people to see these things in young people than it is for older people, whether it be families or workmates or whatever. Some of the information that's coming out around depression and, the horrible statistics around youth suicide suggests that if we can talk about these problems, there's a lot better outcomes for young people.
It certainly hits the nail on the head. Jan, from your position within the COGG as a city councillor with some experience and in life in general, how have you found that maybe that the coalface, how big the problem is?
The problem is massive, even in reported statistics. But when you unpick that and find out that there are lots of young people who aren't talking about their issues, who aren't connected into any services, I think the problem is much wider than the community might think. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of, happy, contented, connected young people out there, but we need to look after those young people that can't find services. And I think Read the Play is one program among many that connects young people into services. And it's not about training young people to counsel young people, it's about helping them identify problems, start the conversation and then connect them into services.
And connecting them into services is another great thing about our city of Greater Geelong, is that the development of the services that support mental awareness, mental health awareness, drugs and alcohol problems has significantly taken a step forward. Well,
last week we celebrated Geelong Drug Action Week. People would have noticed the poster up on the Melbourne Road. We had lots of activities. One was a screening of Samson and Delilah at the Village Cinema. We saw some, earlier in the day, we saw some movies that had been made by young people at one of our secondary colleges around the messages of drugs and alcohol. And I think that it's naive not to think that the issues around drugs and alcohol are also intertwined with the issues around depression. And
the programs are continually promoted with organisations such as Headspace, headed up by Tony Van Hammond, which is a wonderful organisation.
Headspace is a particular thrill of mine. Getting them into the region was fantastic a couple of years ago, and now getting funding to build another Headspace facility out on the Bellarine. We got $180,000 worth of state funding. Council has put in another $50,000, plus looking to provide land for that. co-located at Drysdale with the schools and with our multi-arts facility, Potato Shed. It's an important initiative, and we're all looking forward to space-based programs on the Bellarine to help the young people on the Bellarine who sometimes don't have the transport or the means to get into Geelong.
A very salient point, and one which is a proactive development, not a reactive development.
Absolutely. It's about having services integrated into the school system. Our gas program came under fire a couple of weeks ago. It's a program that the city runs with same-sex attracted young people, and working with the schools and supporting the schools in providing support mechanisms, groups, and over the holidays we ran an event in Cafe Go in Geelong that was a safe venue and a supported venue for same-sex attracted young people in Geelong. Who are at risk because of sometimes bullying behaviour, sometimes ostracisation from their school communities about their lifestyle choices.
A great supporter of youth and its development, the positive development of youth in our city of Greater Geelong, Councillor Jen Farrell, and I know was a great supporter of Read the Play program. And remember, it is an awareness program. It's been pointed out by some of the people that we've interviewed on this show over the past few weeks. It's an awareness within each individual junior football, junior netball club, junior sporting club is the next step, and then what references onto the health professionals that can help out people who are involved. Make sure that if you have a problem, you are open about that problem, you seek the assistance at your club level, with your parents, with people who can then refer you on to the health professionals that can most definitely help. Thank you very much for your time, Councillor Jan Farrell.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
And to you and the big boys, enjoy the year.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us on another... Thanks for being with us as we go back to the host with the most, Tim Mitchell.
This show brought to you by Read the Play, Pt2 and Clothing Company, Pt2 International, De Grande Cycle and Sport.